Bison were a native grazer on the landscape. Their grazing activities help formulate what grasslands are today. Grasslands evolved with bison grazing them, knocking back dense vegetation and grasses, and allowing places for forbs and flowers to grow. So reincorporating them back to the grasslands is just a rejuvenating effect of that. They give hoof action, grazing, and wallowing, which are all critical components of disturbance that different species in the grasslands take advantage of. My name's Josh Wiese. I'm the range manager here at the Crane Trust, and a big part of my job is looking at the vegetation and giving recommendations for management to improve our grasslands. So we work the bison mainly so we can do health checks on them and see how they're doing, how productive they are, look at their weight gains from year to year, and then to sort our bison for both the ones that are going to stay here on the property and those that will go to a sale for the conservation sales to go to other conservation herds. We are working to tag the bison to help with identification and help making our population decisions. And it's really just a great way to keep up with what our bison are doing and how they're performing. So we usually wait until early winter to work our bison. We do this because heat can cause a stressful situation for bison while they're moving through the corral system. And then it all goes back to stress, so trying to minimize the stress on the animals and the stress on the humans working them. We have our bison in a holding pen to start, and we peel off 7 to 8 bison at a time and try to move them up to an alleyway in a sorting chute. In that sorting chute, we can separate those 6 or 7 down to 1 or 2 individuals, and then they move through what's called a swing tub system, and that's a way to move the bison closer and closer to the squeeze chute. We have some participants in the back, and they are mainly working to bring up a few bison at a time. And then all along the gate and alleyway system, we have people working gates to narrow those bison down to smaller and smaller groups. As they come to the squeeze chute, we have a big crew there. That squeeze chute kind of closes in around their head. One person is taking some data and making sure that all the data points are met. We might have another person taking fecal analysis and fecal samples for parasite analysis. We might have somebody working to grab hair samples for DNA analysis. And then we have some people kind of recording body condition score, and then another person operating that squeeze chute hydraulically. And everybody has their roles. Each role is important to make sure that the day goes smoothly for the buffalo. The people involved working the bison are Crane Trust employees. They're people that have had experience working the bison or have been with us throughout the summer and been gaining biological and ecological experience in taking data. One of the biggest takeaways I think of by having bison here at the Trust is really learning a lot about the natural landscape. Bison here help support our missions at the Crane Trust because bison are ecosystem engineers. They're creating grassland structure, which our wildlife use, particularly our birds, are reliant on different levels of grassland structure. Here at the Trust, we see our wildlife as a holistic system, and we need to take care of all the components of that so that species continue to thrive here. For thousands and thousands of years, bison were a native grazer that disturbed the land and helped rejuvenate grasslands. And so the Crane Trust sees bison as part of our holistic mission for managing grasslands and wet meadow systems for when the cranes arrive along their migration.